The Sciforror Film Podcast. Hello and welcome to the Sciforror Film Podcast. I'm Andy Walker and this is Badger. Hello Badger, how you doing?
Hello Andy. I'm good, mate. I'm good. Ready for another review fest.
Yeah. There you go. Yes. So I understand that you have been you have put some backing into the sequel to the R.I.P. Man.
That's correct, sir. That's correct on Kickstarter. And I'm now a producer of R.I.P. Man 2. Isn't that posh?
Wow, that is good.
Posh. And they did send me a few little trinkets, which I'm going to show in a minute. But also, one of the fantastic things that I managed to get sorted out was that one of the cast members are going to be wearing a Brawling Badger t-shirt in one of the scenes.
Oh, brilliant.
And they are going to reference the channel, hopefully, as well. So that's fantastic.
That's really cool. That is
cool. So that's really awesome.
Yeah.
So one of my favourite horror franchises, now technically it's all gone through a full circle. So that's fantastic. Yeah, I'll show you a couple of little bits that they sent me with these teeth.
Yeah.
From the film,
Fantastic.
which is very cute. But they're also autographed at the bottom as well. So
wow,
if that's
cool.
the right way around or not, I'm not
That's
sure.
it.
That's it. That's really cool.
That's cool.
And I've got a DVD of the first film, which is limited edition. I don't think you can actually get this in the shops yet.
All right.
This is signed as well. So that's how very posh is that?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And so part of my channel is part of film history now. I think that's pretty cool.
That is very cool. Very good. Very good. I like
yes, indeed. And more, we'll be talking about this as we go along. And of course, there's another note. Battleborn 2 is still happening, and I'm slowly but surely getting there, which is fantastic. One of the last cast members sent some scenes in the other day, and now I've only got one more scene to happen, and then the whole film should be complete. Yay!
Okay, cool. I'm looking forward to it. Look forward to see what you're going to do with it. This
Absolute madness is the answer.
Well, I went to the to a very posh Royal Society.
Oh, what?
Today in London, they've got a science exhibition on at the moment. Yeah. And this was a talk about basically about science in science fiction. It wasn't quite what I was expecting it to be. It was okay. The woman who was the chair is the editor-in-chief of Empire magazine. There were two scientists there, one of whom is the curator of the science literature for the Science Museum, but he's got a PhD in literature, but that specialises in science fiction. There was another guy there who has done genetic research and that kind of thing, but he was one of the scientific advisors on the film of Morbius.
Oh, okay.
And they had a woman on there who was another scientist from America, and she was the scientific advisor for the X-Files.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I thought, this is going to be really cool. It was only half an hour long, which really wasn't a lot of time. And for me, I don't know, it just didn't quite hit the mark for me as far as being about the science in science fiction. Especially as it was supposedly about science in science fiction on the screen. So it was TV and film. And I don't know. I just think it could have been a lot more in depth and a lot better than it was. but it was interesting, and it got me out of the house for a while.
That's it.
And nice trip into London.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was something different, and that. But yeah,
Yeah,
it was
oh,
good.
that's awesome. Fun fact, actually, about Morbius: one of the stars of the OG Balamoran, Roderick, he he was in a scene. There's a scene where they're in a park, and he was like a person that was running in the background.
Okay. Well, there you
So there
go.
you go.
I will say, for anybody who's watching, no, maybe spoilers here if you haven't seen it, but in the words of the guy who was he was only brought in for a short period of time, but he was one of the scientific advisors, and also the editor of, in the words of him, and also the editor of Empire magazine. Morbius is not a good movie.
It's Morbin time. I don't know what you mean. When I bought that film, I watched it 20 times.
Really, yeah, I know, for some reason I'm not surprised. I don't know why. Anyway, right. So this week we are doing what are we doing? Horror. We are doing horror-y stuff, and we've got a couple of interesting things in this actually. So, two short films and a feature film as usual. So let's get on with it. The first of our short films is called Cursed Ring. I can't help
Also
but
called,
find amusing. I don't know why
yeah,
I find it amusing.
called The Horror Story as well, which is a bit bizarre. It's got two different titles, I think.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is from McSherry Multimedia. The writer and director is Quinn McSherry, or Quinn R. McSherry. The cast is Scott Summers. Wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin Rempfer and Brian Jean. There is no synopsis for this, but all it says is that it was made as a kind of homage to films like The Ring and The Grudge.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. The sound on this is a bit odd because when they're talking on the phone, they both sound like they're on the other end of the phone.
Yeah,
You know
it's a
what I
bit
mean?
bizarre. Yeah.
The sound is just a bit weird.
Yeah.
Um, there's some good jump scares in it,
Definitely. Yeah.
and it's an interesting idea. I like the kind of ghost aspect.
Of
The
course, I
way
do
they,
as well.
they have the
Yeah.
ghost.
That was pretty freaky. And like you say, there was some nice little jump scares in it. I would have liked to have seen what he had to do to get the ring, you
Yeah,
know, and was because that would have opened up for a lot of scares as well. I think, obviously it was quite fun, quite jumpy, and I enjoyed what we got. But just like that, there could have been a really cool action scene or something where you see him do the heist or do the robbery. It was a
I,
missed opportunity. I think
I
there.
think for me, we talked about before about there being space for the atmosphere to build, and I like that it does that. But for me, it does it too much with
Mm.
not enough payoff.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah,
Um, eh, Overall, it feels a bit too long and a bit slow because of that.
yeah. I know what
Um,
you mean. I think there was too much time with him just being in the car. I think, you know what I mean?
yeah,
That's why I think if they'd have shown us that action scene at the beginning and then how he got it, I think the longer scene in the car would have paid off and you would have been
yeah,
still excited over the action scene at the beginning. And then it would have been right, there's a quiet moment, then big jump scare, then big ending. That would have worked better, I think.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a decent short film. I don't think it's great, but it's pretty good.
Mm.
I'm not really sure it does what they were saying, is it being a homage to The Grudge and The Ring,
No.
really.
I don't think so.
But
The story's a bit too different for it to be like that. Yes, there's a cursed object and things like that, but the grudge and the ring are more about the houses or the people in it and the time length. Especially the grudge. That's more about what happened to the woman in the house and the house being evil, and then the woman being evil because of the house is evil. And
yeah,
then so and obviously the ring is all about Samara being chucked in the well and things like that. I don't really see much references apart from, of course, the ghost appearing, disappearing, and sort of haunting them. But
Yeah.
that idea wasn't well developed enough for it to sort of be a fleshed out
I, I,
homage.
I think as with this, as with other films that we've seen, we've said before, I think this would work well as part of a bigger film. Either at the beginning of a
Mm.
part of a film, or if you already knew about this ring and
Yeah,
why it was cursed,
yeah,
and then you saw this happen, and then it was like the journey of the ring, how where that goes to next, and
yeah.
how that affects the other people that come in contact with it. That would work well.
It
But
almost feels like it's the second movie in like it almost feels like we've missed the first film and this is the sequel and we've just watched the sequel.
yeah,
That's what it felt like to me.
absolutely. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's a bad film. I just think that it kind of needed more to it, or it
Yeah.
needed to have something, as you say, at the beginning to explain a little bit more about the whole thing.
Mm. Or even if they didn't want to film a massive action scene or anything, just a bit of a lore dump would have been
Yeah,
good. Star Wars style, would
yeah,
have been good.
yeah, yeah. Okay. The second of our two films, and this is a bit of an odd one, this because it's not people aren't going to be able to watch this at the moment.
No.
Because this film is only available to people who make it available to at the moment.
So this is an exclusive, sir,
It's an
yes?
exclusive, absolutely. This is a film called Mercy from this year, I think, 2026.
Mm.
Writer and director is Ella West. The cast is Sophie Grace, Kenyon Richards. I think you can pronounce this right. Mdot Serrano and Angie Arona. Again, there is no synopsis for this as such. Um, it's Yeah, I mean, from what I can work out, Ella West is not. Uh, the guy who put this who put this stuff up online about it is her. I don't know if she's her dad or her uncle, something like that. So I would imagine that she is not old. She is
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
a younger person, maybe a student or something like that. And this is a film that's been made. And if
Mm.
that is true, I think she's done an incredible job.
Yeah, they have, haven't they? I think it's great.
I mean, it's a really good looking film, and
Mm.
I think it's really well made. Um, I, the thing about this that gets me is that there is a twist in this film,
Yes, very much a big twist as
a
well.
big twist that I wasn't expecting,
Yeah, me neither.
which I really like because
Yeah,
so often when you watch films, you kind of go, you're like 5 minutes a few minutes into the film, and you're going, oh, he's a
yeah,
werewolf or she's a, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
you don't know in this until it happens, which is
No, that's right. Yeah, so many times you can connect the dots from the beginning. With this, it sort of leaves you thinking. Um, Similar to the House of Abraham that we watched the other week. It's only at the end you go, "Wow, that was a big twist." And this is very similar.
I mean, it's a well put together, well made, well edited film, and the effects are really good as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the blood splatter and all that sort of stuff was really well done. And
And the acting's good.
the acting's really good, isn't it? Yes.
I think for a low budget short, it works really well.
Hmm.
Again, it could be part of a bigger film, but I think it works pretty well as it sits.
Yeah,
You know,
I wouldn't say that this needed any more than it has. This is very self-contained. You understand exactly what's going on. You get
but
a lovely twist. Everything's well paced. For me, anyway, I found it quite well paced. There wasn't a bit where I was like, "Oh, this needs to hurry up. Why is this scene long?" You
yeah,
know. And it's interesting that you get to see an interesting side to the person and how humanized they are in some ways and how scary they are in others. And obviously, is very interesting with the male lead. I thought they acted brilliantly, and like you say, the twist at the end was well acted and convincing. So I enjoyed it.
Well, it's left open for the possibility of there to be more done with, a second
Yeah,
film or more done with the story, but it doesn't necessarily need it.
no,
I really like this, and I hope that. I'm assuming that it hasn't been put out anywhere because of the fact that maybe they're unsure about whether or not, how it will be received, or whether or not it's any good, or whether it's just, you know, you know. So young, try and make yourself a bit, try not to sound patronizing and old, but
yes,
younger filmmakers sometimes have a real worry that they're not, whatever they do is not going to be good enough.
no,
And
yeah,
I think sometimes you just need to get out there and put it out
that's
and see
right.
what happens. But I think this is a really good film.
Yeah, exactly, definitely. That's what I would say. Anyone that wants to start YouTube or a podcast or anything, or make your own film, just film yourself, don't have a go. For me, obviously, my first film was Necromonicon Lost in the Woods, which was very rough around the edges, but that was part of the charm. And this is well made and polished and fantastic. So if they are watching this, please allow the general public to watch it, because they're going to be missing out on some great horror.
Absolutely. And if anybody out there, if you get a chance to see Mercy, directed and written by Ella West, give it a watch because it is really worth it.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Our feature film this time is from 2023, and this was a film that was shown 2 years ago, I think, at the Romford Horror Film Festival, and I didn't
I,
get to see it there.
ah,
Uh, and this is an anthology film called Virus Detected. It was very well received at the Romford Film Festival, I remember. Um, and I'm going to go through some of the things that people involved in this. Dirt Nap Films, Fraught Productions, Jinx Media, Mad Science Films, Deadlocked Entertainment, and Rush Media. The writers are Lucas Cecil, James Hammer Moulton, Peter Hearn, losing my brain, Pat Higgins, Chris Josty, and Samuel Rush. Directors are Charlie Bond, Paul Cousins, James Hammer Moulton, Jeff Harmer, Chris Josty, James Morrissey, James Plum, and Samuel Rush. The cast for this, you have Stacey Hart, Amber Doig Thorne, Annabella Rich, Charlie Bond, Chris Mills, James Hammer Moulton, Oliver James Atkinson, Matthew Bate, Ray Bennett, Daniel Britton, Megan Rose Buxton, Justin Chinnery, Rose Granger, Wyn Hopkins, Richard Loki Humphreys, Chris Josty, Lisa Keast, Kerry Mears, Ellery Morgan, Dean Morris, Derek Nelson, Derek Palmer, Stefan Pejic, Jennifer Poet, Kelly Runcie, Liz Suter, and Andrew Spooner.
and breathe.
And the synopsis for this says, when an electrical storm hits during a late night talk show, a radio DJ receives persistent phone calls from a mysterious caller warning her and telling stories of electrical appliances having been affected by the storm. Are they true or just calls for attention? Dun, dun, dun.
Indeed, indeed.
It's an interesting idea for an anthology because I don't. I mean, there was a series
Mm.
on called The Red Shoe Diaries, which was more of an adult sort of thing with David
Yes.
Duchovny, which was kind of like the dramatized stories people phoned into a DJ with. But that was a completely different sort of thing. Uh,
Yeah.
so
Obviously, being an X-Files fan, I didn't watch it at the time, but I knew of it, you know.
yes, but I just thought it was a really interesting idea. I'm not sure I'd come across it being done like this before.
No, I don't think so either. And there was quite a lot. There was more than three, right?
There were six if you include the bit at the end.
Yes, I thought there was more. Usually, when you see an anthology film, you get maybe three tops. And this, you really got a lot of bang for your buck, you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. So I mean the overarching story and the bits in between all the stories when you get to see the DJ, they were
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
but after a while got a bit samey and a bit kind of like, you
yeah.
know,
It
uh,
depends because obviously I love the Fog, the original one, not the crappy '90s remake. Um, so I really enjoyed the sections with the DJ in it because I just get this vibe that she's watched the Fog a few times.
yeah,
Nailed the whole sexy, smoky radio DJ vibe really well.
yeah. I know what
And
you mean.
yeah. So some of them were quite samey because obviously you're getting one in between each story, sometimes two. And but I really enjoyed most of those bits, and
Yeah,
I feel that they did propel the end of the film along. So for me, I was a bit different. I enjoyed them because obviously it felt like a homage to the original Fog film. You know.
yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I agree. I agree with that. It didn't spring to mind with for me, but I do agree now that you said that. I can see where you're coming from.
Mm.
Okay, so the first story is called Virtual Insanity. Virtual reality games, games within
Yeah.
games and games within other games. And I started getting confused as to what was a game and
Yeah.
what wasn't. Um, but it was
Yeah.
quite funny and I quite enjoyed it. I enjoyed the humor in it.
Mm. Me too. I thought that bit was quite. In fact, the first one was one of the best ones. I really enjoyed that, and it's partly because you didn't know what to expect. You know, it's the opening one.
Yeah.
You've got nothing to compare it with, so I thought that was quite funny. And the way they handled doing the VR was quite good. They didn't because of the good storytelling. They didn't need to put weird CGI in or make them look like they were computer graphics or anything. The story propelled it along quite nicely.
What I thought was interesting was the fact that in every one of the virtual reality games, they looked exactly the same as they did in real life,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
kind of like most people don't.
no, yeah. So that was
No,
quite interesting. There's actually a statistic that men actually play as women, given the option in video games if they could. So maybe they should have put that twist in.
yeah. No, but it was good. It was quite funny. I was kept expecting the kind of the Red Dwarf thing that they were
Yeah,
going to take the headsets off and they were going to be completely geeky, sort of like, do you know what I mean?
yeah, I know what you mean.
Or all look
That
completely opposite of the way they did in the game.
yeah, that would have been a good twist as well. Like
Yeah.
say, or they'd switch sex or anything like that. That would have been a good twist. You're right there. That was a missed opportunity, I think.
So we went down to the second story, which is called The Little Ones, which is incredibly intense
Yes.
and not funny at all, really. And it's actually quite sort of, my God, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, reminded me a bit of Rosemary's Baby in a few
Yeah.
ways. And of course, that's the one that's got Annabella Rich in it, who was in the film that we watched about the sound
Oh, okay. Yeah.
thing.
Oh.
So she played the girlfriend in that. So yeah, but I was not expecting that. After the first one, I was not
Yeah.
expecting that.
Yeah. The tonal shift was very interesting, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite bloody as well.
Yeah. Definitely,
which
yeah.
I wasn't expecting. There you go. Okay, the third one,
Oh,
uh,
God.
the toy. We go back to the humour,
Yeah,
and the oddness. God, it's bizarre.
it is bizarre. And it's one of these ones where they're not afraid to show the boom mic, and you can see that the operatus is on a string and things like
Yes.
that. And they do it on purpose.
Yeah, I
So,
must
I
admit,
don't know if they've been reading my notes.
but I must admit, I did find that quite funny when the toy is attacking them, and you can see that it's hanging from the string. That was quite
Yeah,
amusing.
but I definitely feel that was on purpose as a bit of a bad nod. Um, and there is one particular scene where you see someone with a boom mic in a shadow, and I choose to believe that was on purpose because it made me laugh.
It may well
But
have
the
been anything.
whole concept was quite amusing, and
Yes.
the effects were great as well.
Oh yeah.
And the problem with this sort of thing is that it's like 5 minutes into the future could be real.
Yeah. But it's kind of the thing that got me about it was it had like real kind of like almost like baldy sort of humour.
Yeah,
Um, Plus a bit of kind of like really bizarre stuff, and
yeah,
he's kind of also got a bit of pathos and a bit of sort of tugging at the heartstrings sort of stuff
that's right.
going on as well, which is like
Yeah,
get
it's
all of
bizarre.
that into one short
Yeah,
story. It's
but
quite
it made me laugh because it makes you think, oh yeah, and you're upset for them and stuff like that, and then they reveal how the child died, and then it makes you laugh, but you're also
yes,
upset again, and I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this.
I know. Yeah, it's yeah. You're not sure about the whole thing, but it was incredibly well done. And I
Yeah,
mean,
and the effects were great as well. So
oh
this is
yeah,
what I mean. I feel that this is what strengthens my thoughts on the bits where you could see it being fake were purposeful because the effects were so good. When it slams into the cop's head and you see like the hole in the
yeah.
cop's head, and that was proper grim.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, it's fantastic. There was some fantastic effects, and it was just very bizarre.
It was. It did leave me scratching my head a bit.
Yeah. Uh, so the fourth story is called Love Toast.
Yes.
This one was very odd, but I, I don't know. I
Yeah.
kind of started off thinking, oh, it's amusingly odd. And then I thought, no, it's just bloody odd.
Yeah, I didn't get on with that one, to be honest.
It
It was
was,
my least favourite, actually, weirdly.
yeah, it was very strange, and I didn't quite.
I didn't quite understand what was going on, to be honest with you.
No, I was a bit confused by it. It was a bit it was just, I don't know. The fifth story is called Bad Penny, which again was odd, but it did have some really good stuff in it, and there's a great jump
Yeah,
scare in it.
yeah, there was a great one. That was fantastic. Is this the possessed Alexa one?
Yeah, I think yeah,
Yeah, yeah, no, that was one of my favourites as well. Yeah, I really enjoyed that one because, like you say, it actually made you. There was some humorous amounts in it, but it did actually scare me a few times. And I enjoyed the fact that once again the Alexa thing was sentient, but it was scared as well. To hear it have that emotion that it was scared and things like that, I really enjoyed, and it freaked me out as well because you were like, who's the enemy here? Is it the device, or is it the woman, or is it the other woman? It was interesting because it had a few twists and turns.
yeah. And then we have what I thought was the ending, which was quite intense.
Yes, definitely. Yeah,
And then there was a bit after that, which was
yeah.
kind of like it was a bit like a very weird version of Big Brother.
Yes, it was. Yeah. I
Um,
wonder if I wonder if they sort of purposefully decided that it would go after the credits, or if it was like meant to be in the middle and they sort of ran out of
yeah, I
room. Do
don't
you know what
know.
I mean? I'm not sure, but
Don't
it
know.
did work as
But
a
it
after
was
credit
it
thing.
that was really it was it was very cleverly thought out, the story, the way that
Yeah,
the twist in the story were very cleverly done.
it's quite ironic that one of the best ones was saved till after the credits.
Yeah.
you know,
I
because
mean, you,
like you
sorry.
say, it was a twisted version of Big Brother for the black, sort of like the dark web sort of thing. And I really
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
I mean, there's some good stories in this anthology, in this film. Um, there's some funny stuff in it. There's some very odd stuff in it. There's some really good effects. There's some good jump scares. Um, it works quite well as an anthology. Even I mean, I remember years ago when I used to watch the kind of the older anthology films from like Amicus and people like that. There was always the one story in it that you didn't like as much as the others.
Yeah,
So even with that, this
yeah,
works. It works within that
yeah,
thing. I've, I thought it was strange in a lot of ways, but enjoyable.
yeah. Me too. Yeah,
You
me
know,
too.
it worked well, and I thought it was really quite good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like you say, the highlight for me was the DJ, the very very last post credit one, and the first one. I thought was brilliant, and I enjoyed the toy one as well. I thought that was quite bizarre.
Yes,
But
yeah,
it's one of these ones where, like, some of them, it was like, am I meant to be laughing? It had that scary movie vibe. It's like,
yeah,
I'd be laughing at this. It's rude. You know.
yeah. But no, as you say, I mean, the thing with the toy one for me was that fact that you'd sort of like, oh my God, this is really sad, about what's happened to their child. And then when they tell you what actually happened to their child, you kind of can't help but laugh because it's so
Yeah, yeah,
obvious.
yeah.
So, but you do feel bad about laughing at it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I know
Uh,
I enjoyed it. I'm glad I got to watch it now.
Me too. Yeah,
When
I
it was
thoroughly enjoyed it.
when it was at the film festival, I kind of like I heard a lot of people saying about it and saying how good it was, and I kind of was a bit I kind of wish I'd got to see it now, but
Mm.
I just never quite got there. So
Mm.
there you go.
But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yes, indeed.
Thank you very much, Badger.
Always a pleasure, mate. Always a pleasure.
So there you go. There are three films. Cursed Ring, which we thought was a pretty good film, needed a bit more to it, needed something more to go with it, maybe even to make it slightly longer with a bit of action or something at the beginning to explain it or something like that. Um, Mercy, which I personally, I personally thought was an absolutely excellent film, and I think should be released to the public immediately for the people who have made it, because I think that everyone would like it.
Me too. So if the people that created the film are watching, please release it to the general public. I'm sure it will be well received.
Absolutely. And Virus Detected, really good anthology film with some oddness, some funny stuff, some excellent effects, and a few good jump scares,
That's right.
and some gross out stuff as well.
That's right.
What
So
more could you want from a film?
I know it's a mixed bag of everything. You know what would have worked well within this anthology. The monkey film that we watched, the where it was the chocolate
Oh,
monkey in the fridge.
yes,
That
yes.
would have been perfect in this anthology as well. I feel.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I did. Those sort of stories work well with things like that. So yes. Okay. There you go. Thank you, Badger. Always good to have
Always a
your
pleasure.
input.
Always a pleasure. Thank you for
Um,
having me, Andy.
Next time we will be doing horror. We'll be doing science fiction, and we have another new independent feature film that we will be reviewing. So there you go. And I do have to say, um, we may be doing a film from it at some point in the future. But I was told about a thing uh, the other day, which I have now downloaded to my phone. It is a free app, and it is called. I had to explain this to somebody. It's called Foursome. It has nothing to do with what you're thinking about.
Oh dear.
It's spelled FAWE SOME. So it's like awesome, but with an F at the beginning.
Ah, okay.
It is a free viewing platform for films and TV, and there are dozens upon dozens of horror and science fiction films, some of them new, some of them independent, some of them quite big name films from back in the day, including things like The Forbidden Planet and stuff like that. So have a look for it, because it's free to download. You don't need any kind of subscription. You don't need to do anything at all. You can watch it on your phone, or you can send it to your TV or whatever, but it's got some really good stuff on it. So keep an eye out. Have a look at it. We will be reviewing an independent film at some point that is on there. I'm not going to say more about that at the moment because, yes. Anyway, because I don't want to scare you off. I know you like bad movies, but there has to be a line somewhere that I'm sure at some point I will find.
Well, you know, I'm going to find some delicious, fantastic, you know, spooky, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? Found footage films for us to review.
Yeah. Well, I've got a treat for you lined up for your birthday, so
Hey!
there it goes. All right. Thank you to everybody out there for watching and listening, and please like and subscribe and share and tell all your people that this is good.
Indeed.
And if you don't want to watch us, just put it on, turn the volume down, and watch football instead. We don't mind. Nobody knows, and we get this. We get the plays.
That's right. But also, please comment and like and share and all the business. And like you say, get your cat to watch and all that sort of stuff.
if anybody out there saw Virus Detected at Romford or anywhere else, let us know what you thought of it.
Yeah. Or if you helped create Virus Detected and you enjoyed our review, comment below.
Yes, indeed. All right. Thank you very much. We'll be back next time. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
The Sciforror Film Podcast.